Hey everyone, Rogue Leader here, back with another video, and today I have a very different video than what I usually do. It's not a review, it's not like a ranking or set ideas or anything else. I am today starting a series. This series is going to be based off these minifigures. I'm sure you can tell. I'm going to be building a giant Lego Star Wars MOC, something I've never personally done before, not to the scale I'm planning on doing at least. And it's going to be based off of the Battle of Mandalore from the Mandalorian Season 3 finale. So I know the season itself wasn't the best, but I really did enjoy that final 2 episodes, and I think that battle was really cool. And when they finally got around to releasing the Moff Gideon and Praetorian Guards and the Imperial Commandos, I knew I wanted to make a MOC. And so I thought about it, and I planned on doing it. So this is me finally starting it. Now, a couple months ago, probably more than several months ago, I posted a video about me getting a bunch of parts and stuff. It's just a little haul about me getting parts and whatnot. And I think I said that was for a secret project. This is the secret project, building the final Battle of Mandalore. So I'm very excited to do this. The Coruscant MOC video that I posted a few days ago was kind of a trial run for this to see what I thought. Liked it, so we're gonna continue on with this, and I'm very excited. So yeah, this episode's gonna be kind of short. It's just going to be not very long. Just want to show you what I got so far, and then the next episode is where we can actually start building the MOC. Today I just want to get the outline and figure out what I have to build with. So yeah, let's get started. So here are the minifigures I have to start with. Obviously not very many. We got Moff Gideon, the Mandalorian, Paz Vizsla, handful of Mandalorians, handful of Commandos, and 2 Praetorian Guards. Now I do have more that I need to open up sets, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that here soon. But first, I wanted to show you the 3 builds I already have built that I want to use in this MOC, that being the 2023 TIE Bomber. I think it's from 2023. I honestly can't remember. And then the 2023 TIE Interceptor and Fang Fighter set. We're going to be using both of those, as well as these minifigures, plus a bunch more. So yeah, let's get started. I'm going to start with the outline of the MOC, get kind of a blueprint down. I'll show you guys what I have in mind, and then we can go ahead and I'll pull out all the Lego sets that I need to build. So yeah, let's go into that. All right, here is what I have managed to lay out. I know it looks kind of all over the place, but I want to do my best to go ahead and explain everything. So starting off with probably a pretty big question is, why is it a 2x3 with an extra 2 base plates, but nothing back here? Basically, if you remember, there in the episodes, there's this big kind of canyon almost that the Imperials have built their fortress into. So it's kind of open at the top and it just sinks down, and there's big open area is like a cavern or something that there's fights going. Main fight is going on. So this is kind of going to be that cavern. So it's going to be like a semicircle with this main area being empty, and then the rock walls will be built up around it. And then over here is kind of where a bunch of other stuff will be going on. But I realized there's really no reason for anything to be back here. It's not gonna have any advantage for me. So I figured I'm just gonna leave it and not even bother, because that's a whole bunch of pieces I would need to use over here. So I figured, yeah, let's not. But if we take a closer look at this side, over here we are going to have the kind of ray shields that the Mandalorian is fighting through, and of course the Commandos with their shields and stuff. And then that's going to they're going to fight over that. And then we got where the clones of Moff Gideon are going to be housed. And then we have that little meeting room type thing, basically where Moff Gideon in that one episode is meeting with all the holograms of the Imperials, and where the Praetorian Guards are fighting Grogu. So that's where that is, and that's going to lead into our next section, the kind of platform area where Moff Gideon, Bo-Katan, and the Mandalorian are fighting, and where Moff Gideon ultimately meets his end. And then this is kind of the cavern area, and then over here is going to be a hanger. So in the show, there are hangers that have 2 TIE bombers each, And so I wanted to build one of those. So we have one TIE bomber already in here, and then we'll have no TIE bomber in the second spot, and we'll just have some characters fighting and whatnot. And then over here we have another hanger. So in the show, the TIE interceptors actually, they're stored, they're like hung like this, and then they just get dropped and deployed. So I wanted to build that. So we have a really, really tall hanger, and that's what will be going on here. And then we'll have more commandos flying out. And then obviously above this is going to be more rock walls. And we'll also have somewhere probably around here the fight between Paz Vizsla and more Praetorian guards. So yeah, and you can see that really I'm just trying to cram in as many scenes as possible, even if they don't necessarily take place in the exact same spot, or they don't necessarily take place at the same time. Like obviously by the time the main fights happen, Paz Vizsla's already passed on. But yeah, and then over here, I don't have an R4 minifigure, but I just use this random droid figure to represent that scene where R4 is kind of hacking into the system to help Mando out. So that'll definitely be built. And so yeah, and then this tall pillar is about how tall I want the mock to be. It's 40 bricks tall. So that is about how tall everything's going to be built up to be. This right here, this hanger is going to start about 5 studs off the ground, just to have some rock wall underneath. And then this one is also going to start about 5 studs off the ground. So yeah. And again, like one of my favorite things about this basically is that I have something to base my work off of, being the 2 episodes, but I also am able to kind of make it how I want to make it. So like, for example, the hangers might not be in this exact spot in relation to where Moff Gideon and Mando are fighting, but I think that's one cool thing about mocks, is I can just put things where I want them and make sense. So yeah. So in the actual movie, the cavern's not this small and whatnot, or in the actual show, sorry, the cavern's not this small, but yeah, I think I'm getting my point across. So yeah, and I'm good. Well, I was gonna do mostly dark gray for the walls, but I just rewatched the episodes and realized a lot of the kind of Imperial infrastructure, it's usually light gray, like on Star Destroyers and whatnot, all the walls and stuff are light gray, but in this specific Imperial institution, it's kind of more dark gray. So I might do a bigger focus on dark tan for the walls. That way there's actually some difference of colors and it's just not all the same thing, because that would be super boring. So yeah, that's pretty much what I got going. So yeah, I used a bunch of these, just 2x2s. And yeah, I think hopefully you can start to get a basic understanding of what it's going to look like. And you'll better see the kind of view I have in mind once I can get to building and stuff. But yeah, and then over here, so that's all that, but then I do have some more Legos to build. So in here, I've got a couple sets I've just been not bothering to build until I need them. We got 3 more Commando battle packs, and then the spider tank. Oh, and that reminds me, over here, under here, we're gonna have a little area for the spider tank to be fighting someone. And then over here, I think I want to do the, at the bottom, I want to do like the water area where, Grogu becomes Din Grogu at the end, and they're like having the big ceremony and the Mandalorians are all lined up and stuff. So I think that's the goal. So yeah, but yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and build these. And then in my closet full of Legos, we got Legos down there and then sealed Legos up here. These 2 big boxes both have some Lego sets in there that I want to use for this mock. So I'll go ahead and pull those down and grab those sets too. All right, I had to pull some other stuff out, but we got both of them. So this first box, it's a bunch of Lego Star Wars sets that I need to build. Most of them actually clone stuff for when I eventually get back to doing another clone army. But these are what I need. Got 2 more of the Paz Vizsla sets. Might need a second Moff Gideon just so he can be in 2 scenes at once. And then because I'm having Paz Vizsla fight the Praetorian Guards as well as the Grogu versus Praetorian Guard scene, I'm going to need 6. I already have 2, and this makes 4 more, so 6. And then I do want to have another tie interceptor flying around. So I have another one of these sets that I bought specifically for this. I have 2 more sealed. I have this one that I'm going to build for this, and then that one is more of an investment type thing, because God knows when they'll make the next tie interceptor. So yeah, that is that. So these 3 sets plus the sets over there. So let's get building. I did grab just this small clear bin because I have no intention on fully building these sets. I already have one of the copies built correctly. So for both these, I have a Commando battle pack already built, and I have one of these already built. So that's like my set collection. So this is I think I'm just gonna use this for parts for the belt mock. So yeah, I will get started this set, and the tie interceptor I will actually build. And yeah, so yeah. All right, I've been building for a couple hours now, but we finally got it all done. We got the tie interceptor, the spider tank, and the Fane fighter. I actually wasn't planning on building the Fane fighter because I only wanted to use one for the set, and I already had one built, or one for the mock, and I already had one built. But I thought about it, and I thought I might end up using 2. I wasn't really sure yet, so I just built it just in case. Plus that way they weren't just sitting in a bag or anything. But yeah, got that built. Got the spider tank built, which I'm actually pretty impressed with. I haven't obviously had one of these sets built yet, so that was pretty cool. But yeah, I like that. And then of course we got our minifigures. I built one other Moff Gideon and one other Paz Vizsla just in case. Then we got Bo-Katan, a couple more Mandalorians that we can use throughout the mock. And then of course our Mandalorian warriors, Praetorian guards, and Imperial commandos that we got. And then also we got this droid and that Grogu. But yeah, that's perfect. Really glad I was able to build all those. And then this is all the extra parts for everything. So I'll probably sort those at some point and try and get those into bins so that I can use the parts I can use. And then, so between these and those guys, we definitely got start of a group of stuff and whatnot, so that's definitely good. But I think we're definitely obviously gonna need way more. So I just went ahead, hopped on a Bricklink, spent a little bit of time looking for stuff and whatnot. Spent a shit ton of money, but we have more stuff on the way that we will look at in the next episode. Anyways, I think that's a pretty good start and good ending place for this episode. We got lots of minifigures. We got kind of a basic outline. Next week, I'll unbox. Not necessarily next week, just whenever. I'm not gonna do weekly. I'm gonna do them episodes because I'm not gonna be releasing these every week. It's gonna be episodes. That way I can release them. Maybe I'll do 2 in a week, or maybe it'll be, you know, 1 every few weeks, just depending on, you know, how much progress in between each thing. So yeah, but I think again that's a good start. We're at a good start, got a good plan. And so yeah, next week I'll actually start building this up and opening all those packages, because I also got a ton of parts, because I got a bunch of dark gray parts and I'm definitely gonna use them, but I didn't get as many dark tan parts, and after rewatching the episodes I realized I want to use a lot more dark tan for the actual rock work, so I had to get more of those. But yeah, anyways, thank you guys for watching, like and subscribe, and hope to see you on the next segment or episode, I guess. Bye.